Good morning, boys and girls. Believe it or not, this is actually the fifth time I'm trying to tape our morning meeting. Normally, I toggle between our presentation here and whatever websites I want you to see, but every time I've done that so far, it has kicked off Screencastify and it stops recording. So I'm going to run through things a little differently today. I'm going to do just the basics on these slides, and then in your lesson plan on Seesaw, I'll have the links so you can take a look at the things that are on YouTube, okay? Also, I want to say, although I've bounced her around so much today, she's not very happy. Say, good morning, Callie girl. Okay, she's not happy. She's now been on my lap for about 45 minutes while I've been trying to do this, and it hasn't worked. Okay, so you'll do your Pledge of Allegiance and everything with Mrs. Ravita. After you're done with this, you'll be able to click on it in the lesson plan in Seesaw, okay? Shout outs will come at the beginning of next week. I'll do that once a week unless there's something unusual that happens. Today is Tuesday, May 5th. In Spanish-speaking countries, this is often called Cinco de Mayo. It's a day of celebration. So I know in my household today, we're going to be eating some Mexican food. I'm going to make some tacos and some Spanish rice, and we're going to enjoy Cinco de Mayo. If you decide to have any kind of Mexican fiesta, take a picture and send it to me, okay? All right. Our days of the week. Yesterday was Monday. Today is Tuesday, and tomorrow will be Wednesday. You'll notice that I'm going through these pretty quick because you guys are almost second graders. You know this stuff. Months of the year. Last month was April. This month is May, and next month is June. And as far as the weather goes, today is supposed to be pretty similar to yesterday. Yesterday we had about 50 degrees. And it was partially sunny, so I am going to go ahead and fill in our bar graph here. We had one partially sunny day so far. Fill that in just a little bit. And it was about 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, Fahrenheit is how we measure temperature in the United States. Most countries use Celsius, but we don't. So I'm not even going to worry about Celsius right now, okay? All right. You did a fantastic job, those of you who turned in your work yesterday on telling time to the hour. Today, I'm going to put in the lesson plan a link for telling time to the half hour. So I'm going to ask you to watch this video and then do a couple activities in Seesaw. I'm not going to click on it now because it keeps booting me off of Screencastify then. All right, how many days have we been in school? Well, yesterday was 143 days, so today is 144 days. So if you take a look at our model, we have 100, 1, 2, 3, 4 tens, which is 10, 20, 30, 40. And right now we have 1, 2, 3 ones, so we've got to move one more over to make this 144. All right. I was going to ask you to write down these times, but because you haven't listened to the video yet on telling time, I'm not going to worry about the number equation for today. I am just going to tell you something real quick, and you'll learn this in the video. But when you're telling time to the hour, you know that the minute hand goes to the 12. And then you say o'clock, and you write it as 00. When you're telling time to the half hour, remember half means one part of two parts. So if you take a look here at the clock, if I divide this clock in half, okay, that's a half an hour. From the 12 all the way down to the 6 is a half an hour. And from the 6 back up to the 12 would be a half an hour. And 2 half hours would make 1 hour. So 30 minutes plus 30 minutes equals 60 minutes. When you tell time to the half hour, and you're going to learn this a little later on in the lesson plan, you say the name of the hour first, which on this clock would be 3. And then the half hour is 30 minutes. So this is 3:30. Here, it's 9:30. And here, the little hand's pointing to the 12. It's 12:30. And the reason why this 6 is 30 is because it's half of a 60-minute clock. Half of 60 is 30. And we know that because we can count by fives. Watch. Count starting at the 12, you go down 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 30 minutes. Okay? You'll learn more about that a little later on. All right, our secret number for today. Yesterday, our secret number was 103, and everybody got that. Good job. Today's secret number is an odd number. It is between 40 and 60. It is the answer to the problem 7 times 7, but I know you're not doing multiplication yet, but that's just an interesting fact. And if you add the two numbers together, it equals 13. Odd number between 40 and 60. It's the answer to 7 times 7, 7 multiplied by 7. And if you add the two numbers together, you get 13. What's my secret number? Okay, fry words. Remember, you are going to be tested on these on Friday, so please practice. Here we go. I say, you say. Hard, along, something, both, few, got, life, left, seam, paper, those, close, saw, together, open, while, begin, group, next, always, run, might, don't, often, example. Okay. Now we have our reading of Lulu Walks the Dogs. We are on chapter 21. Let's see what happens. Remember, she was complaining about his shirt he wears and how he's always happy and he plays the flute and all that. Okay, here we go. I'm sorry, we're on chapter 22. Except for a while, Fleshman didn't say anything. He was busy untying Lulu from the tree, which turned out to be much harder than he or she or even I had ever expected. Before he was finished, however, he took a deep breath and said to Lulu, "It's not fair to hate a person because he's perfect." And then he added so softly she could barely hear him, "Besides, I'm not perfect. I am so not perfect." So not perfect. Fleshman was so not perfect? "Keep talking, Fleshman," Lulu said to Fleshman, looking pleased for the very first time that day. "Stop trying to untie me and tell me more." Fleshman stopped untying and told her more. "I don't change my underwear every single day. You wouldn't believe the mess that's under my bed. I'm scared of the dark. I'm also scared, make that absolutely terrified, of crawly creatures like caterpillars and worms. I can only speak German to dachshunds and French to poodles. Whenever I try to speak German or French to humans, they can never understand me. I play the flute because I already tried and couldn't play the violin, the piano, the guitar, the clarinet, the drums, and the goosely." The what? The what? I really don't even feel like discussing that right now. Lulu kept listening cheerfully until Fleshman was done telling more and more and went back to untying. And then she looked even more cheerful and said, "Terrified of crawly creatures, smelly underwear, can't play the goosely?" Okay, let's take a look here. Hang on one second. Let me get rid of this so I can see what I'm showing you. Okay. We've got the creepy crawlies that Fleshman is afraid of. Fleshman shrugged. Lulu kept on talking. "But what about all that goody-goody stuff? The carrots, the sneakers, the smile, plus being so honored and thrilled, plus being so smart." "That's who I am," said Fleshman. "I can't help it, just like you can't help it." And all of a sudden, he started to speak in a very loud voice. "That you are really, really dumb about dogs. Plus, you certainly aren't the nicest girl in the world." Whoa, listen to Fleshman. Whoever knew that he could talk that way? Lulu glared at him. Fleshman glared at Lulu. But instead of an impasse, they had a conversation. A quite noisy conversation that lasted the rest of the morning and all of the afternoon. There was yelling from Lulu, and crying from Fleshman, and yelling from Fleshman, and crying from Lulu, and from both of them, much stamping of feet. But then, when they were finished with all of that, Lulu and Fleshman shook each other's hands. Okay, That's the end of chapter 22, and I forgot to mark my page. Uh-oh, hang on. Okay, here we go. All right, I don't know if you guys can see that this little thing keeps popping up on my screen or not, but it's starting to drive me crazy. All right, today's ABC countdown. We are on letter J day. J is for jump. So I have a challenge for you if you would like to take it. How many times can you either jump rope or do jumping jacks in 1 minute? You can either videotape yourself or just shoot me an answer if you decide to do it. So maybe you can jump rope 25 times in a minute. Maybe you can do 25 jumping jacks. See how many you can do and send it to me, okay? And that brings us to the end of our morning meeting because it keeps glitching. So take a look at your lesson plan for today. Today we're going to do writing with Mrs. Peterlin. I have an introduction to fairy tales that I made. And you're also going to be doing a little bit with telling time to the half hour. I hope you have a great day. See you later, boys and girls. Say goodbye to Callie. Hang on. Oh, Cal, get up here. Say goodbye, Cal. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay, see you later, guys.